What's up, guys? Welcome to another K-pop news story. In this one, we're talking about Top from Big Bang testing positive for THC, which means that he was smoking marijuana at some point, and this is going to turn in this is going to be a wild ride as this whole story unfolds and the drama that comes out of this plays out. Definitely going to be very fun. So, we talk about K-pop news, we talk about, Korean music and stuff like that in general. I tell you what I think in the context of the news, share this information that you might have missed, and of course, add my thoughts and opinions on this, my honest thoughts and opinions, as I do with all videos. So if that's kind of something you're interested in, please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. So let's get into the details of the story as I know them currently. So of course, it's come out in the last 24 hours, if not a little bit more than that, he has tested positive for smoking marijuana. And I think that the date in the month kind of around, I don't remember the month exactly because I didn't, actually write down a script for this video, so that's my bad. But I think it's November or October 9th through 12th are like the three separate instances in which he's alleged to have consumed some marijuana in smoke form, or maybe it was an edible. I don't know. But anyway, he was tested positive for it. And of course, naturally, he was like, no, I did not. We were smoking e-cigarettes. Well, who is we? Because that was kind of what I just said. Well, we is another female trainee is what I've seen. I don't know. She's just some girl, because that's really all that anyone's ever really, all the information anyone's revealed on her, about her. So yeah, she was involved. And she was like, no, she told the police in a separate statement, of course, because they take statements separately, that like, yeah, we were smoking marijuana. Sad but true, it was. And so his lie, but we were not. It was an accident, basically. I was just smoking an e-cigarette. I had no idea. Was what he was trying to say, and what he was trying to get away with. Well, has been basically proven to be false, potentially, depending on like if you believe what she's saying or not, because that is definitely a possibility that she's a liar. But it's not a good look, considering like you tested positive for it, and well, she said, yeah, we were, when he said we were not, or it was an accident. And yep, doesn't look good, in all honesty. So there is that, and of course YG Entertainment's released a statement to address the situation, where they're like, yeah, we're aware of the whole situation, he's doing the, under investigation, blah blah blah, he's in deep reflection. It's a horrible phrase to hear in K-pop, especially from people who are fans of YG, because the last person who went in reflection never returned. Was only been seen like twice afterwards, at the very least. Yeah, she's been kind of locked away in the YG dungeon, because apparently she hasn't reflected enough on the fact that she accidentally smuggled drugs into Korea. Yeah, so the entire situation, based on, from a legal perspective, is definitely, I don't think, looking particularly good, because there's hopefully some sort of punishment that gets handed out. Like, I don't really say that like he should get locked away for the rest of his life or anything like that, but I mean, you got to realize you broke the law, you got to deal with the consequences of that. So that's that. And then there is also the other aspect of like, what is YG going to do about this too? Because, well, he could just like, hey, you got caught, dude, we were cool with that, with you doing all this stuff, because they probably, I would assume that they had some idea, because they've got very close contact, I assume, and now that it's been outed, we have to do something about it. So he could get locked away in the YG dungeon. He could join the other lady. That would be fun, wouldn't it? YG fans could miss members of the favorite girl group and boy group at the same time. It would be a very sad affair, in all honesty. But it's just all very, very interesting to me, this whole situation, because you got to consider too that with G-Dragon also facing the same, well, was he tested positive? Whatever. People found out that he was smoking marijuana, and he was like, it was an accident. Someone gave me a cigarette, and I smoked it, and it was marijuana in it. Oops. And so I guess Top tried to do the same thing, except for a more modern version, because you know e-cigarettes are all the thing now. So everyone's vaping like that, and so it's just a lame excuse in all honesty. Like you gotta, well, I don't know if you would really know, but whatever. But it's just, we will see how it turns out. Hopefully everything goes relatively okay, because if it doesn't, then I guess bye Big Bang. I don't know. I really do not know. And then there's also, because I nearly forgot about this too, the other angle of like the fact that, well, now that he's doing his, you know, military service, he's a police officer, the police are investigating the police. That's kind of funny too. But because he's doing his military service, depending on what his sentence is, what he gets, you know, sentenced with, you know, out of these charges, it could have an effect on how long he ends up being, or how long he has to serve, because you know there's the potential that he would have to resign his post to serve whatever his sentence is, probably jail time, because that's not likely the option, but like that's the likely reason that you would have to just, you know, basically quit what you were doing, and then he would have to re-enlist when he gets released. So it could be an unfortunate series of events that fold out here, where, well, he gets basically locked in the South Korea dungeon as opposed to the YG dungeon, because it's the way that he gets punished through the legal system. And then of course his doing his military service time, or YG would bring the hammer down on him, themselves. So it's all an interesting sort of thing. We're gonna have to see how it plays out, of course, because this is not gonna, of course, I don't think, hopefully it hasn't been resolved just yet. That would be scary, but we will see. Hopefully things go relatively okay, but, you know, in all honesty, you know, since I'm kind of an advocate for like following the law to a certain extent, you broke the law, you got to bear the consequences of the law, no matter how stupid that you see that it is. And that's where I want to leave this video. I just want to say I'm going to leave the video just to say this, that as someone who lives in the United States, and as many other people around the world, you know, in the United States or North America, South America too, I'm not entirely sure, Europe, and that have a very liberal view on marijuana specifically, because it's not seen as a harmful drug in any way. So we have a very liberal viewpoint on this, but Korea, Asia, and all that stuff has a pretty conservative viewpoint. They view it like it's equally as bad as like any of the other drugs that are, you know, classified as illegal in the United States and wherever else. So you just have to bear that in mind, and like you don't just go, this is a stupid story, I can't believe that they would charge him with this, that he would be, you know, facing punishment for this because marijuana is not even bad. Well, that's your point of view. That is not the point of view of Korea, which he lives in. He's a citizen. He's got to follow their laws, just like I have to follow the laws of the United States. And if I want them to, yeah, so just like be able, hopefully you're able to see and understand the other side, the perspective of, you know, South Korea's viewpoint on this kind of stuff, and not just completely dismiss this as something that's dumb, because obviously, as I just kind of laid out, the ramifications are not going to be dumb, and they're not going to reflect your opinion that this is dumb. I don't care. So just take this seriously, because who knows what's going to happen. It could be very, very serious. So that's all I got to say. That's it. I'm going to open it up for you guys to share your thoughts and opinions. You know, drop your comments and stuff like that down below. And yeah, so this community here, like we said, you know, this discussion that we're going to get started down below, hopefully it's going to be, you know, some friendly and respectful discussion, because that's what this community is about. So if you are interested in joining that community, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. And before I end this video, dude, right now, I would like to apologize for if you found this video to be horribly organized, because in all honesty, I expect it to be, because I didn't actually write down an outline or a script of what I'm going to talk about, how I'm going to talk about it, the specific points that I'm going to make. And so that just basically leads to these videos being a jumbled mess. I realize that. I apologize in advance if you make it this far. So that's going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.